Hello and welcome to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. I am your host, Ryan Gort. Joining me, as always, is my co-host, Joel Meyer, with a fresh shave there. Joel, how we doing?
Excellent. Yes, it's been a wild and wacky 24 hours, I'd say, since the start of the Detroit Lions game, where I was sweating my balls off with a million bets and investments locked in there. I was tempted to hedge a little bit, but thankfully I did not do any of that. And yeah, it's going to be a springboard for the Lions postseason run. They get to play both games at home, assuming they win in the divisional round. It's massive because they have all these defensive injuries, but getting that home field advantage is going to be crucial. I mean, yeah, this team's rolling. I'm already getting payouts from some of these books very quick. Good to see. Things have changed from
on what division nods or what division bets?
Yeah, well, a lot of the division stuff and a lot of the the postseason stuff. It makes it a lot easier now with the Lions situated, as opposed to going to one of the division winners. Like the Vikings have to go to LA, right? Rams, yeah. So that would not have been fun for Detroit. I think the Rams even beat them earlier this year. So yeah, great times over here. Still some time off work and making the most of it.
Yeah, go Birds as well. They got a home game Sundays. We're not going to interfere with the Cutter Gauthier homecoming to Philadelphia. So tough matchup though with the Packers. So, I mean, they went into Dallas last year. But I saw Jordan Love has some sort of hand injury, so hopefully that can slow them down a little bit. My Birds can keep going.
Hell yeah. Packers are dangerous, but yeah, Jordan Love always seems to have some kind of injury, but it seems to play through it pretty well.
Yeah, doing good here in Philadelphia. I got a few inches of snow out here. I know you've been dealing with some snow over the past few weeks yourself. So been good stuff here.
I don't know what that means, but
someone else will get it. Someone will explain it to you. It's okay. No, it's just a bunch of white powder is all over the ground here in Philadelphia. So
it's been foggy as fuck here. I'll tell you that much. But yeah.
All right, top of the show. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Apple, Spotify, YouTube as well. Leaves a 5-star rating and review. Of course, get in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord, and follow on Twitter at HockeySGPN. And make sure you are subscribed to the Sports Gambling Podcast Network feed for the NFL playoffs for all your picks and props. Speaking of picks, let's get into our puck buck bets from last show from Friday for Saturday slate. I fared pretty well. I went 7-3, up 69.75 puck bucks. Joel went 3-6, down 54.22 puck bucks. A lot of bets for me there. Devils puck line against the Sharks. They lost outright, so that was one of my few losses. Washington, big win there over the Rangers, 7-4. Ovi getting another one. Leafs, we were inaccurate. We had bad intel saying Auston Matthews would be out. He returned. They beat the Bruins there 6-4. Wild plus 160. They got up to almost 2-1. They shut out the Hurricanes on the road. Blue Jackets at home came through for me and the over in a 6-4 win. Avs puck line, I believe they lost outright. Yeah, outright in a shootout to the Habs. The Kings at home against the Lightning, 1-2-1. Flames could not beat the Predators at home. And then the Vegas puck line won that one 3-1. So pretty good day for me there.
Indeed, yeah. You went pretty hard on that Flames bet. And yeah, I mean, I had the same bet, so I'll start with that one. It's like Predators scored 2 power play goals, but I thought the Flames were the better team 5-5. And yeah, it was a good goaltending performance from the Preds. I thought Dust Wolf was good too, but yeah, unfortunately, Flames fell short once again. I also had the Minnesota Wild as the best bet of the day, I guess. They shut out the Hurricanes 4-0. Gustafsson only had to stop 20 shots, and he stopped them all. So that's good. Maybe the Gus bus is refueled and ready to go. We'll see. Just need a few more Hellebuck bad performances. I also had the Colorado puck line. I watched virtually the entire game, and very strong start, but the Habs stuck around. Finally scored in the third period, even though they were on a back-to-back. And yeah, the Canadians are saving their season here. I know they're in Vancouver, or no, they return home. They're playing the Canucks right now. It's 1-1, but they beat both the Florida teams on the road, and then they beat the Knights, and then they lost to Chicago, but then they went to Denver on the back-to-back and won. Like, it seems like the tides are turning for the old Les Habitants. Boston, I'll say the under in that game, not even close. Like you said, 6-4 final. Winnipeg regulation, they lost outright as well. Stars, Coyotes over 6.5, 2-2, almost halfway through, or a little bit more than halfway through the game. And that's how it finished, with the Stars scoring an overtime winner for it. 3-2. Kings, 2-1 win there. And Knights, of course, the old standby, the old reliable in regulation against the Sabres, I believe. And that was a pretty comfortable win as well, with Jack Eichel scoring another goal, another assist, but as still aren't moving in the Hart market, which is, I think, only a matter of time before they do.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely should move. They're playing the Sharks tomorrow, I believe, as big favorites. So maybe he'll have a few points in that one, get his odds down there. And also over the weekend, Team USA, back-to-back World Juniors champions. I had them like plus 165 when the tournament opened. Also had Sweden to win their group. Had Finland to medal, split between bronze and silver. So that came out pretty good for me there at the World Juniors. So hopefully we can keep that going next year. Hopefully we can keep this going into this Tuesday slate. We got 10 games on Tuesday, January 7th. Shall we get into them?
Yes, sir.
All right, kicking us off here at 7 p.m. We got the Columbus Blue Jackets at the Pittsburgh Penguins. Columbus Blue Jackets plus 124. Pittsburgh Penguins minus 148. Over 6.5 minus 125. Under 6.5 plus 105 here. Throw it to you. You can start us off.
Sure, yeah. Blue Jackets defense has faltered of late after a strong start to the year, and their goaltending equally the case. And the Penguins, on the other hand, their defense is improving a little bit, and we know that their goaltending has also been improving for a while, but their offense is still pretty good. Yeah, the total 6.5 minus 125 is a bit juicy, a bit high, but that's the only way I can look in this one. Actually, Blue Jackets on the road here, only plus 124. I think the Penguins are the play, considering how well they're playing lately, relative to how they started the year anyway. Nearly beat the Hurricanes on Sunday, but the Canes had a nice comeback in that one. So yeah, give me the Penguins at minus 148. And I wish there was you have to pay a little less of a premium for the over, but yeah, it's not like you could find a lot better prices elsewhere. So just the Penguins money line for myself.
Yeah, there's two over teams here. Both. I mean, Columbus definitely, especially at home. But I mean, on the road here, they're 4-12-3. Pittsburgh kind of turning the corner, coming home from a bad road trip in Detroit, Florida, and Carolina, but did get 2 points out of those last two games. At home, they're 11-7-2. As a home favorite, they're 6-1. So I'm liking Pittsburgh here at home minus 148. Second meeting this season, Columbus won at home, so I could see Pittsburgh getting that done here. Columbus, yeah, I think it's just Jekyll and Hyde for them. At home, take them. On the road, bet against them. So that's what I'm going to do here with the Penguins at minus 148. That's pretty much average across the board right now. But yeah, that total is a bit too juicy at minus 125. It's pretty much across the board too theirs. But so yeah, just going to stick with the Penguins here at home minus 148. All right, going down to 7 o'clock again. We've got the Dallas Stars minus 155 at the New York Rangers plus 130. Under 6.5 is minus 125. Over 6.5 is plus 105. I'm taking another favorite here in the Stars minus 155. Rangers did get a good win there in Chicago on Sunday afternoon, 6-2, but that's Chicago. I mean, any team can look good against Chicago, and I don't think necessarily the Rangers are fixed. Meanwhile, you got Dallas winning 4 in a row, 6-game point streak. They're kind of rolling right now. starting to get their top guys going a bit. Robertson, Wyatt, still not up there in point per game, but I think they're improving recently. Still have Matt Duchene as their point leader, which is kind of crazy. But here, Stars minus 155. It's about probably where I probably wouldn't play it more than minus 165, minus 170, and that might be pushing it. But yeah, 8-8 on the road, so not too good for Dallas, but they did win in Utah and in Chicago in their past 6 games there. So just Dallas here, minus 155 for me.
Right, I can't argue with too much of that. Stars playing better now. They're fifth best in terms of their expected goals, 4% in the last month. Rangers are still well below average in that respect, and the goaltending has not been quite as good as it was to start the year. So even at minus 155, even on the road, I can only look the Stars' way. They're still a good road team. Like you said, the Rangers aren't quite fixed yet. Don't trust them at all, even at a cheap price at plus 130. It's just Stars or nothing. Total's kind of interesting. I think you got to go with the over 6.5 again. Like with the Stars' potent offense, Ottinger has been good, not great. And like I said, the Rangers' goaltending has kind of bailed them. Really, it's still good, but it's not as elite as it was to start the year, where just Strickland was standing on his head to save them a lot of points down the way. Give me the over 6.5, and another road favorite there at minus 155.
Yeah, you got to see what Quick can do now as being the starter there, or splitting with Louis Domingue with Shesterkin on the IR. And I have a stat here from a sports line. The Rangers against teams that win more than 55% of their games are 3-11. So they tend to not do too well against pretty good teams. So. All right, down to 7 o'clock again here. Got the Edmonton Oilers minus 142 at the Boston Bruins plus 120. Over 5.5 is minus 130. Under 5.5 is plus 110. Joel, back to you.
Speaking of the expected goals for percentage, Bruins still they're still doing better than they were to start the year. And we know about the Oilers; they're always in the top 5 in this respect. They're still behind your Flyers, though. In the past month somehow. We got a very good team here against a team that's been highly disappointing in the Boston Bruins. Can't even beat the Leafs, the team that they usually succeed against. The Oilers here, I know it's another chalky play here, but they can only look their way with how the Bruins are playing. They just can't get goals. They don't have good special teams. Their goaltending has been very hit or miss. Swayman is nowhere near as good as he was last year. Korpisalo, you could say, has been the better goalie for sure. The Oilers, I think, are the way to look right now, with especially how Draisaitl has been playing out. He's probably the best player in the league over the past little bit. So the Oilers got to go there. The total, the Oilers are playing really good defense, and it's a Bruins game, so they're not going to score more than a couple of goals. You're pretty confident in that anyway. So under 5.5 is the way to go, I think, at a cheap plus 110. But we'll just keep riding the chalk here on a Tuesday, and hope for some favorites coming in, especially in these early games.
Yeah, another chalky road favorite here for me as well. Oilers minus 142 does seem pretty cheap for them. They're 10-5-2 on the road. Boston is 12-6-3 at home, but they're not playing good hockey right now at all. Lost 4 in a row, including an overtime. They're on the back-to-back to the Islanders. It's going to be their 3rd game in 4 nights. Edmonton's had 2 nights off since winning in Seattle. They're doing a pretty good job of limiting shot attempts against, as you noted there. So, just keep fading the Bruins here. Bruins are 20-17-5 on the season, so under 500 in terms of strict wins and losses there. Oilers here. We got minus 142. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll take that there. I would also look to the under rather than the over, but I may play the under 6 at minus 110 and get that push insurance rather than the 5.5. Draisaitl's up to minus 140 for the Rocket Richard. And what would your thoughts be on a potential JT Miller to Boston trade? Think that could work?
He'd fit right in there, I think.
Yeah.
It seems like he's got a Bruin mentality and style of play. And the Canucks, we'll see. Haven't been what? Be
like Patra plus for Patra's like a good young center. They could put in on the 3rd line or so.
Yeah, very plus, I think.
Well, yeah, very plus.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, Miller would fit right in, and the Canucks here are struggling still to find any traction, any kind of chemistry in their top six. Like they're being bailed out by bottom six guys who are now playing up in the lineup with the Pedersen's injury and whatnot. But yeah, it's pretty bleak now in Vancouver with all the drama swirling around it. It seems to be some fire beneath that smoke. So yeah, I definitely could see something like that happening.
Yeah, I'll have to wait and see. I have to imagine now.
Maybe
2 months.
Lindholm comes back.
Yeah, they could do that. Yeah, they're looking for a center. Yeah, could work. Yeah, 2 months to the trade deadline. I got to see what happens there with the Vancouver stuff. All right, we are brought to you by DraftKings. Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. You bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning in the playoffs, and you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. Got plenty of odds there for the upcoming weekend games you can check out. And new DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code SGP. That's code SGP for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Speaking of JT Miller, I see that he already has 2 goals and an assist. It's not even halfway through the game against the Canadiens. 3-1 Canucks so far, and Quinn Hughes has returned to the lineup. You bet the Canucks, I guess.
I did. I got the Canucks, got the Capitals tonight. So it's so far 50-50.
I forgot I bet the Canucks. So yeah, let's go. But yeah, JT Miller, 2 goals and assists. So maybe he's just shutting us up here. Maybe he wants to stay in Vancouver, or maybe he's just I don't know, upping his trade value. I don't know. Yeah. Regardless, that's good to see.
You think there's any value in Quinn for Norris now, or did he miss too much time? I mean, Makar is -400. I'm seeing Hughes 4-1, Werenski 7-1. Do you think it's just Kale to lose?
Werenski 7-1. Okay.
I mean, Werenski has second most points among defensemen here at 45.
Yeah, well, Blue Jackets aren't making the playoffs, so it's going to be hard to justify giving Werenski the Norris when there's Quinn Hughes and Cale Makar in the league. Yeah. So right now, 4-1. He hasn't missed too much time. Like he can easily catch up still, but Makar is just on another level right now. So I'm not sure if I want to be fading that at this moment. Maybe if Makar goes a couple games without a point, Quinn Hughes gets back in that. I saw he has an assist today already. Then we can talk, but right now, just hold that ammunition.
All right, down to 7:00 again. Here, we got the Ottawa Senators -122 at the Detroit Red Wings +102, over 5.5 -122, under 5.5 +102 here. Ottawa at the end, I believe, of a long 9-game road trip with the holiday break there in the middle. They've lost back-to-back games at Dallas, at St. Louis, lost 4 of their past 5 here, only win coming in Minnesota. On the flip side, you got Detroit. You got the new coach bounce there, won 4 in a row, including at Columbus and at Winnipeg as +190 underdogs. Now had 2 days off to come back home. So I think Detroit as home underdogs here, +102. I could see them getting bet to the favorite, especially with I'm seeing +114 at a different book right now, which I might hop on right now. But especially with Allmark out for a bit, Hamonic out as well for Ottawa, and Detroit being mostly healthy. It does look like Ottawa has kind of owned this matchup over the past 2 years, but I think Detroit as a home underdog, given how Ottawa's playing, they just want to get home. So give me Detroit +102 for the total. I guess that correlates with the over, but I'm just gonna stay with the Wings here.
Yeah, a long road trip, of course, because the World Juniors were in Ottawa. yeah, like last game of the road trip, you made a lot of good points there that I can't really dispute or really add on to. Yeah, the Red Wings here have been playing well since the new coach came in, Sorensen, only losing the first game with him in charge. And yeah, I mean, their numbers aren't that great in terms of their analytical stuff, but they're getting results. They're getting some goal scoring, and of course, with the new coach, they're getting better goaltending. So you can only look the Red Wings' way here. Senators, like you said, the long road trip. They just want to get home. Yeah, I'm only repeating what you said here, but that's the way to go. That's the logical path to making this bet. Give me the Red Wings for once. Maybe the second time all season. Then I'm looking to bet them, but you know, got to look at situations. Yeah, the Red Wings here. Yeah, the total. I think the over 5.5 with Allmark out is a big deal there, and the Red Wings are getting a little more 5-5 offense these days. So yeah, the over and the Wings for me.
All right, going down to 7 p.m. again here. I got the Carolina Hurricanes -112 at the Tampa Bay Lightning -108. Under 6.5 is -130. Over 6.5 +110. Joel, take this one.
Tough one to call. Lightning been struggling on the road trip, and of course losing to the Habs at home. Yeah, Hurricanes. They haven't been playing great. I saw that their Corsi numbers are still really good, but their expected goals for percentage is falling off somewhat. So they might be regressing to what they were offensively in years prior. Yeah, I think the Hurricanes the way to go here at a pretty cheap price, considering the Lightning are coming back from California and I've not been playing too well. So the Canes here -112, I think, are the side to take. So give me the Hurricanes and the total 6.5 in a Hurricanes game. I know it's a juicy -130 for the under, but that's the way you got to look with the way the Lightning are struggling to score, and they're still playing okay defense. So yeah, the under 6.5 and the Hurricanes would be my bets in this one.
Do you know who the Hurricanes' backup goalie is right now?
Oh, fucking fine. I don't even know the normal backup.
Well, Dustin Tokarski is the backup right now. Kochekov's the starter. Yeah.
Tokarski. Yeah, Tokarski. He's a Sabre, right? Or a Canadian too, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, he beat the Devils. He beat the Penguins. He's doing good there. Kochekov's still holding it down in net. So yeah, I love the Canes here -112. Not quite a Malinsky special with the Lightning only on a 3-game road trip, but this is going to be their 3rd game in 4 nights, coming home from Anaheim. They've lost 4 in a row, only scored 5 goals total in those 4 games. So going to be tough there. Carolina, also 3rd game in 4 nights, but they were home. Just has to go down there to Tampa, short flight for them. So love the Canes here -112. Once again, not really a big fan of the total here. I guess the under 6.5 at -130, maybe a under 5.5 alt total to get some plus odds, but I'm staying away from the total here once again and just going with the road favorite. Maybe I'll have to bet some road goals tomorrow.
Yes, the old away goal salami. I like it.
Yeah. All right, down to 7:30 here. Got the Toronto Maple Leafs -148 at the Philadelphia Flyers +124. Under 6.5 is -125. Over 6.5 at +105 here. Just saw this game on Sunday night. Toronto won that one 3-2 in overtime on the second half of a back-to-back for them. Flyers have now lost 2 straight, coming home from a 6-game road trip here. So it is going to be a Malinsky special for them. So Leafs -148. I'm going against my Flyers here. Sam Ersson is hurt. He hasn't been great anyway. Fedotov, I liked how he looked against Toronto outside of the 2 goals he gave up. I mean, just some horrible rebound control there. So yeah, I think the Leafs here at only -148 is a bit disrespectful. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to beat a team in 2 straight games, and the Flyers did look decent at 5-on-5 against them last night. But Flyers suck against good teams, 2-13 against teams that win at least 55% of their games there. And the Leafs are 8-2 as a favorite of -160 to -130. So, yeah, Leafs here -148. They got Austin Matthews back. Yeah, mostly healthy. Hildeby played well. They got Wall probably starting this one. So yeah, Leafs -148. I'd probably go with the over 6.5 +105 here. The game on Sunday should have had more than 5 goals, but I'm just going with the road favorite here once again.
And once again, we have no disagreements or dispute, which is kind of boring, but it is what it is. Yeah, Leafs here -148. I know we talked about the Flyers. They're somehow leading the league in terms of expected goals for percentage in the last month. But yeah, the road trip scares me. 6 games and going back, not ideal. Leafs are still a good road team. Joseph Woll's been really good since coming back from injury. And yeah, like you said, Austin Matthews back. I know he's not been having his best year, but it's still one of the elite players in the league, and you definitely would like him in the lineup. And he does a lot of the little things well that don't really get noticed. So even though he's not putting up the goals, he's still playing great two-way hockey. So yeah, with him back in the lineup, the Leafs depth looks a lot better, especially down the middle, of course. So yeah, once again, we agree. We're giving the Leafs money line here, -148. And the total is, yeah, I don't have much interest here either. I guess the under 6.5 with the way the Leafs playing defensively. That 6-4 game against the Bruins was anomalous for both teams, really. So yeah, under 6.5 and the Leafs money line.
All right. We are brought to you by Underdog. Underdog Pick'em has one of the biggest menus for all sports. Underdog is always making it easier to win with profit boosts and gimme pick'ems. Underdog Playoff Best Ball is now live. The Gauntlet Tournament has $2 million up in prizes for just a $25 entry. Football, basketball, MMA, NBA, NASCAR, and more. You can now use specials and boosts on all flexed entries. So sign up with promo code HGP to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code HGP. All right, down here to 8 p.m. We got the Nashville Predators +124 at the Winnipeg Jets -148. Over 5.5 -125. Under 5.5 +105. Joel, explain this line to me here.
Still a lot of respect for the Nashville Predators in the marketplace. And the Jets haven't exactly been living up to their record and standings lately. You know, they've lost 3-4 games in a row, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're struggling now. They couldn't even beat the Ducks in their last game. I think that was their last game. I could be wrong.
Red Wings lost to as well.
Yes, that's right. The one I bet. Yeah, so they're struggling to beat bad teams. Now they got the Predators in, who are coming off of a nice couple of wins against the Canucks and the Flames. Definitely the better team against the Canucks, not so much against the Flames, but they're of course on a back-to-back. But yeah, they got Saros now, and that gonna be a goaltender war here between him and Hellebuck. So the under 5.5 looks pretty good. I think it'll be a low event game anyway. And yeah, with 2 quality goalies in that, I think I like the under 5.5 the best. But yeah, I just can't really trust this Jets team right now, especially with the Predators, the way they're playing. So if anything, I'd look to another road team here in the Preds with the +124. The Jets are just, they do this every year. Like we always talk about it. They struggle in the middle of the season after a hot start. So the Predators are nothing for the side, but I kind of like the under 5.5 the best in this one.
Yeah, completely agree with you there. On the total, under 5.5 at plus money, have to take that while you can still get it. I can imagine once Saros and Hellebuck are confirmed, both teams have had 2 days off here, so should get 2 rested starting goalies. Should be a low scoring game, but I'm still taking the Jets here. Another -148 favorite, third here in the last few games. Just they're good at home. Predators are bad on the road. I know both of these teams are due for some regression, and we're kind of seeing that here, but I just think Winnipeg finally kind of breaks the schneid here with a 3-game losing streak, breaking that. Their underlying metrics are still good over the past 10 games, have the best expected goals for, except for my Philadelphia Flyers there. Predators 7th there, so they're improving their play as well. Maybe having a Blues-like turnaround, but for this one, going back to the Jets at -148 and that under 5.5 at +105.
Breaking the schneid. I like that.
All right. Oh, breaking that again, breaking the slump, get off the schneid. Yeah. Get off the slump there. All right. Down to 8 p.m. here again. Got the St. Louis Blues +124 at the Minnesota Wild -148. Another -148. DraftKings loving these -148 odds. Under 5.5 -122. Over 5.5 +102 here. I'm going once again with a -148 home favorite here. Minnesota has won 3 straight. Coming back home after a short road trip out east. They've won 5 of their past 6 games here. 10-8-1 at home, even without Kaprizov, without Spurgeon, without Middleton now for almost a month. I just think they're a better team than St. Louis. St. Louis still hovering around 500 there, but just lost in Columbus 6-4 on a back-to-back. Haven't been too great on the road this season, 11-9-3. Wild here at home, -148. I'm on that. I guess I would have to look to the under 5.5, if anything, at -122. Hope that Gus can put up another strong performance, but I'm just going with the favorite here.
Yeah, I've honestly no idea what to do with this one. I know the Wild have been playing well, and it's a Blues game, and I typically bet against them, but they actually do have some strong underlying numbers for once. Jim Montgomery's got this team playing differently, a lot better than they were under Berube and the guy
Armstrong,
Bannister.
Armstrong?
Bannister.
Who's
Yes.
Armstrong? Was he there before?
I don't know. He's the GM.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yeah, the Blues are playing better here, but the Wild just keep getting the job done through some strong goaltending, of course. Even with Kaprizov, they're getting other guys stepping up. But the line is just too big here the way that the Blues are playing lately. I'm staying away from the side. Under 5.5 is a little more appealing. Bennington, again, playing a little better than he was before the coaching change. And we know all about the Gus Bus, Gustafsson, how elite of a season he's having. And the Wild are always good defensively. So, no, that Kaprizov in the lineup too, their best goal scorer, obviously. I think that leads to an underplay here, even though the juicy -122. But I think it's got to be the way to go.
All right. Down to 10 p.m. here. Got the Calgary Flames -135 at the Anaheim Ducks +114. Under 6.5 -130. Over 6.5 +110. Joel, back to you.
Ducks are playing okay there on that road trip. They beat everybody except for the Knights, was it? Or they lost against the I remember because I bet against them. I'm pretty sure it was the Knights because I'm always betting on the Knights. So whoever it was, but anyway, they beat
Edmonton.
Okay, Edmonton. Yeah. Of course. But the Ducks were actually pretty convincing that game too. I think that was a 3-2 win for the Oilers. Almost sent it to overtime. Ducks did. I think a late goal from Edmonton there sealed it. So the Ducks are playing well. They come back home and they beat the Lightning, even on when the Lightning are chilling there and mad after losing to the Kings. They still can't beat the Ducks coming home from that road trip. Ducks are kind of impressing lately. And in terms of their analytical stuff, not so much. They're still third worst, but they're getting the job done at least. So, yeah, Flames, I don't know. Once again, it's a broken record here, but I just don't understand this team at all. I joked in the Discord that the Flames have cost me more money since Sutter won the Jack Adams than all my ex-girlfriends combined. That's the case here in the season as well. So fuck, I'm staying away from this game, kind of like the Ducks, but I just can't really bet Flames games right now. Just total mystery. The under 6.5 though is kind of appealing. I know it's -130 and all that, so it's really close to a 6. But I could easily see this game being like a 5-goal game with the way both goalies are playing and defenses too. The defenses are playing a lot better than they were earlier in the season. So at least in terms of the Ducks anyway. But yeah, under 6.5 would be the only way I'd look in this one, but I doubt I'll be having any bet on this one.
Yeah, I am right there in lockstep with you. I don't have anything for this game, but looking at it more, yeah, maybe the under here, under 6.5, -130. You can find an under 6 at -110 there if you don't want to pay the juice. Both of these teams are heavy under teams on the season. I think a lot of that has to do with Wolf playing well at home. I imagine he gets to start here against whether it's Gibson or Dostal for Anaheim. I think I can trust both of them to allow fewer than 3 goals. So, yeah, I think under 6 at -110 might end up be how I end up betting this game here, but nothing for me right now. Like, I would take the Ducks, but +115 is just not nearly enough for this team. Like, they're normally like their past wins +142 against the Lightning, +200 against all those teams that they beat at home. Like +114, I cannot get behind the Ducks here. So under or nothing here for me. All right, down to the final game on the docket at 10:30. Got the Vegas Golden Knights -258 at the San Jose Sharks +210. Over 6.5 -105. Under 6.5 -115 here. It might be the square play. I'm taking the Golden Knights here on the puck line at plus 102. Sharks back-to-back wins, feeling good. Wins against Tampa Bay and the Devils. Celebrini just, building up his Calder Trophy lead there. He's now minus 200, minus 250 some places. So he's not quite running away with it, but he's definitely on track to win it here. But Vegas playing extremely well as well. Won 8 of their past 9. All of those wins except one. Their past 7 wins have all been by at least 2 goals. They do tend to win by margin here. So puck line at even money. I'm all over that for the Vegas here. As for the total, I'd probably go with the under 6.5 here, minus 115. Just wary of Vegas running up the score like they did the past 2 meetings, 6-3 and 7-3 so far this season. So I just have the Knights puck line for now.
Yeah, it's a Knights game, so you know where I'm going immediately. Give me the Knights on the puck line, or if you want a juicy regulation price, something like that. I think that's the way to go. Sharks dead last in the league in terms of their expected goals for percentage in the last month. Do you want to know who's second worst rather, and only like barely behind the Sharks? You want to have a guess?
Who?
It's the Kraken.
The Kraken have been awful recently.
Yeah.
Plus no Decord for them. So just fade them heavy.
Right. So yeah, Golden Knights here. Just keep things rolling. I know a lot of those wins were at home, but they're still a better road team this year than they were in years prior. So love the Golden Knights here to win by margin. I mean, they're still not up for spec. Like, what was like minus 400 in this spot. I don't think the Golden Knights are that far behind. So, well, Vegas once again. I could do some Eichel props or just bet them for heart. But these are definitely the 2 players that I'm most interested in seeing do well this season in Celebrini and Jack Eichel. So hopefully, we got a shootout here with both of them scoring 6 points or whatever. That'd be fucking awesome. But regardless, for the side, love the Knights. Total Sharks offense is kind of slowing down a little bit, but they're getting some goaltending somehow from Georgiev. He hasn't been quite as bad as he was in Colorado anyway. But I think just Golden Knights team total would be the only way that I would look and just dodge the Sharks offense altogether.
Askarov has actually started the past 2 games. He got those wins against the Lightning and the Devils. 2 goals in each. Only allowed 2 to the Flames in that 3-1 loss. Maybe he's taken over there in San Jose. Could be.
He has the pedigree, and certainly, some of the young Russian goaltender, like they're fucking killing it in that position lately.
Yeah. You mentioned that Jack Eichel still 30-1, 25-1 for the Hart here. 52 points in 7th, 13 behind McKinnon, but like ahead of him are McKinnon, Draisaitl, Rantanen, Marner, Kucherov, and McDavid. Like I think McDavid's the only one that should be ahead of him, but with him having fewer points than Draisaitl, I don't get it. Like McKinnon's still 3-1. I like that. I don't know if they'll give it to him back to back, but he has a 6-point lead over Draisaitl. Eichel's 13 points behind, but he could easily have a few multi-point games in a row and get right in there.
He's just so steady. Like he gets a point, 2 points every freaking game, and I just wait for an explosion, and then his odds will drop. Like a 4 or 5 point game. He's clearly got it in him, and this is definitely an occasion, an opportunity for that to happen. And he just has a lot of like his 2-way game has definitely improved massively. And I think that once he starts getting respect for that, and if the Golden Knights win the division, that's gonna be another point in his favor. So I just think that his odds are crazy long at 30-1 or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, Barbashev's been out for a bit for him. Like if Stone goes out for a bit and Eichel's carrying like Olofsson and some other bum on his other wing, like that could definitely go in his favor as well.
When you talk about Dorofeyev like that, I can't remember.
Oh, Dorofeyev, yeah, he's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's going to do it for the 10-game slate for Tuesday, January 7th. Anything else here before we get into our puck buck bets?
Not especially. Hopefully, Kevin O'Connell, even despite the Vikings loss, wins Coach of the Year. I'm pretty sure he's got it anyway, but you never know.
I don't know. The Lions, the plays they did last week, the hook and ladder, and then this week there was like a lateral that was called back because it was forward. I love seeing the little bit dynamic there evolution of the offense. I feel like that can definitely be taken advantage of.
Ben Johnson is definitely being courted by the Chicago Bears, my Chicago Bears, and of course he should stay the fuck away from that job.
All right, then let's get into the puck buck bets for Tuesday, January 7th. I got a bunch down here already. I made it easy. I put them all at 30 puck bucks here. Carolina minus 112, Dallas minus 155, Detroit plus 102, Edmonton minus 142, Pittsburgh, Toronto, Minnesota, and Winnipeg all minus 148. Nashville, Winnipeg under 5.5 plus 105, and Vegas puck line plus 102.
Yeah, I'll make it easy on you as well, unless otherwise stated. Just make it 20 puck bucks. We're going with the Hurricanes minus 112. Red Wings plus 102. The Stars minus 155. 25 puck bucks. And the Penguins 25 puck bucks minus 148. The Predators Jets under 5.5 plus 105. And the Golden Knights minus 1.5 plus 102.
All right, a lot of similar, a lot of consensus plays there to throw it back.
Indeed.
Hopefully they don't get thrown back in our face. I do have a lot of favorites. This could be my downfall after having a good show last show. All right, then that should do it for us here. Make sure you are subscribed to the Hockey Gambling Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Get in Discord and follow us on Twitter at HockeySGPN. I am Ryan Gilbert. You can follow me on Twitter at rgilbertsop.
And I'm Joel Meyer, and you can find me e-transferring a lot of money into my accounts, thanks to the almighty Detroit Lions.
See ya.